turn on the music. All right, so we're laying down on the mat. Let the palms face upward and just see how heavy you can get. Notice where your body touches the earth. And see if you can just kind of soften and spread. So that would be at the hips, at the heels, at the shoulder blades, the back of the head, the backs of the hands. And we feel our ankles roll outward. Take a big breath in through the nose. Let it out through an open mouth, nice and slow. Every time we exhale, we're going to soften into the earth a little bit more. So inhaling through the nose. On your own, you're breathing in through the nose, and when you exhale, it can be out the mouth or the nose now. You soften where the body is meeting the earth below. Let the arms now sweep overhead like angel wings. And then just let them slide back down by our sides. Lifting up with the arms so they stretch overhead. And the arms lower down by our sides. Again, lifting up. And let the arms lower down by our sides. This time when we lift the arms up, lift the right knee up. And then extend the right leg forward as the arms lower like angel wings by our sides. Left knee rising as the arms lift up overhead. Extending the left leg forward as the arms lower down. So let's continue this movement. Right knee up, arms lift. Extend the leg, arms lower by the sides. Arms rise, left knee in. And extend the left leg out as the arms lower by our sides. Good. Bringing the right knee in now and interlacing the hands where you can. You might be behind the thigh or below the knee. Take a breath. As we exhale, we're bringing the knee and the forehead toward each other. And then as we inhale, they move away from each other. So the head lowers, knee falls. Bringing it in, letting it go, bringing it in, and letting it go. Arms sweep back overhead and the right leg extends. Bringing the left knee in and interlacing the hands where it feels comfortable, behind the thigh or below the knee. As we exhale, we're lifting the forehead and drawing the knee in. Release. Pulling in. Release. One more time. Let the left leg go and the arms sweep overhead. Push through the left heel and lean the upper body toward the right. And then we'll come to center, reorganize. Push through the right heel so the right leg gets a little longer. And we move the upper body to the left a little. Coming to center. Let the arms lower down to T position. Bend the knees, bringing the feet under the knees, and we pick up the hips and tuck them under. Bring the feet together till they touch, and we begin a windshield wiper with just the knees. We don't need to move the head yet. So we're going left to right with the knees. And if now feels like the time, we turn the head to the right as the knees drop left. Knees to center, and then the head goes in the opposite way. We're exhaling when we twist, and inhaling to center. Good. Next time we bring our knees over to the right, we'll let the right palm face up, bring the left hand over to the right hand. And then the breath brings the left arm open to T position. And close. Open it up, arcing the arm over. And close. And this time we'll take that top hand to slide past the bottom hand. Bring the fingertips onto the ground, and we let those fingers circle the ground overhead. And then when the shoulder comes down, the palm faces up, and we'll continue that rotation. The left arm coming down by the hip, and then the palm faces down as we come around for another circle. Fingertips going overhead. Palm flipping the face up. Arm continuing down by the thigh, and then the palm comes down. We'll go just one more time around with the left arm circling overhead. Palm faces up, down. Hand facing down as we brush past the legs, and we're palm on palm. Let's open the left arm out to the left. Bring the knees back to center and reorganize the hips. Drop the knees over to the left. Bringing the right hand over the body to the left palm. And then we arc the right arm up and over. And then one more time, open it up. Right hand coming over to the left hand. And now we'll slide the right hand past the left hand just a little bit so we get the fingertips on the ground. And start moving the fingers up overhead. And then the palm faces up when the shoulder comes down. The arm continues a circular rotation. And when we get to the hips, we flip the palm down and come around again. Palm facing up when the shoulder lowers. Palm down. Last time around. Palm up when the shoulder comes down. The hand down, past the legs, palm on palm, and we open it up now to T position. Bring the knees back to center and reorganize the hips. The arms will now come by our sides, and we'll prepare for bridging. So lifting the hips and rolling up to the shoulder blades. Walk the left shoulder under a little and the right, and then lower the spine. up. As we lower the spine, the arms rise. And when the tailbone comes down, the backs of the hands are down. Take a breath and sweep the hands forward and let the pelvis rise. So we'll just be in this movement for a few more breaths on your own. When we're down, the hands are overhead, and when we're rising, the arms are drawing forward. Walking the shoulders under just a little bit more. Good. And the right knee will bend and come in, and the right leg rises up. And for just a moment, you're trying to lift the right foot as high as you can. Bend the right knee, bring the foot down. Left knee coming to bend, in. Left foot rising, and how high can that foot go? You'll feel this in the right leg as well. And the right knee bends and the foot comes down and the tail comes down. We release the shoulders, bring the knees into the chest, and we're rocking side to side now. All the way onto the side, the knees open wide, and all the way to the left. Ourselves now in staff pose, and the heels are active. Spread the toes, and now begin to rotate the ankles outward and inward. Hands start up on the thighs. We're in Dandasana. And then we slide forward. Uttanasana. Dandasana. Uttanasana. So we're just kind of easing in. This is considered a warm-up movement. Think of it's a dynamic stretch. Us, and let's come now into all fours. Shoulders are over wrist and fingers spread wide. Middle fingers pointing forward. Inner elbows point forward too. Unless your arms don't go that way. Cat and cow. Tipping the tailbone up. Inhale, looking up. Exhale as we draw the navel up into the spine and look at the knees. Vakasana, cat and cow. We'll transition this into sunbird. Let the left knee bend and the foot rise, looking up, and the left knee coming in toward the face. If your low back doesn't like this, you can continue with the cat and the cow. Bends and the foot lifts, look up, and then the knee comes in, exhale. and back. And then plant the right hand and we'll flip the left hand over, sinking forward into the wrist and back. Letting the arms lift up from our sides and the hands lower down to the heart. Interlace the hands, allow them to lift overhead. And then as we release the arms by our sides, hips go back and we lower into child's pose. Again, rising out of the knees, arms lift overhead. And the hands lower to the heart. Interlace the palms and they rise overhead. Arms sweeping forward into extended child's pose. And one more time, lifting arms from our sides. Hands to heart. Interlace the hands, let them lift. And sweep the hands forward into extended child's pose. From here, we'll walk the hands out to the right and lean to the left. So we can create some stretch and opening in the left side of the body, shoulder blade, and the side for the ribs. Take the hands through center and over to the left. So we're leaning to the right, arms are about shoulder distance apart. Or maybe a little bit closer on the hands if you want to feel more. And come back to center. We'll bring the right foot forward. And back. So we're going in between splits pose, half splits pose and kneeling lunge. So you just want to keep it that the knee aligns over the ankle when it comes forward. And then hold here in the kneeling lunge. The arms rise up from behind. And then they slide forward, half splits pose. Place the foot down again for kneeling lunge. Arms rise up from behind. Kneeling crescent lunge. And then the hands come forward and the hips go back. 3 breaths and half splits pose. Good. So we'll do that one more time, and you have the option to tuck the left toes and pick up the knee and try this from full expression. Arms rising up. Crescent lunge. Hands come down. Left knee down. Half splits pose. If you're feeling balanced, you can bring your fingertips off the ground. Good. Hands down. Bring the right knee back. Extended child's pose. Rolling forward to kneeling plank and lower all the way. Low cobra on the rise. Lower down. Rolling over the knees, extended child's pose. And do it again. Coming forward. Lower down. Rise. Lower. And roll over the knees, extended child's pose. Left foot forward, kneeling lunge. And we'll begin going forward and back. Just one breath per movement. splits pose, kneeling lunge. And then hold your kneeling lunge, and we'll bring the arms to sweep up from behind, arrive overhead, and then they lower down, hands by the foot as the hips go back. 3 breaths in half splits pose. Coming forward again. Arms rise from behind and we feel the heart shine. Arms coming forward, hips back, half splits pose. 3 breaths. Coming forward, so for our last one, you're welcome to bring up the right knee if you want, otherwise keep it kneeling. And the arms sweep up from behind. And then the hands circle forward and come down, right knee down, hips back, half splits pose. 3 breaths with the option to lift the hands for balance. And the hands come down. Kneeling lunge comes back to extended child's pose at the back of the mat. Coming forward through kneeling half series, kneeling chaturanga, all the way. Low cobra as we lift, lower, roll over the knees, extended child's pose. Come forward, tuck the toes and rise, downward facing dog. Right knee forward for a hover, and the right foot comes back. Left knee forward for a hover, and then downward dog. So we're just going back and forth. Right knee, left knee. Exhaling as the knee comes forward. One more each side. Good. So let's walk our feet up toward the hands now. And we find ourselves at the front of the mat, feet hip distance apart, soften the knees and let the arms rise up. Hands to heart. Standing half series. We lift the arms from our sides. Soften the knees and swan dive down. Reverse swan dive up, the arms lift. Chair pose, arms draw back and then rise from below. Again, upward salute. Swan dive down. Reverse swan dive up. Chair pose. Again, arms rise up. Swan dive down. The dad lifting halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. And fold. Reverse swan dive up. And chair pose. Come to standing. Put the hands over the heart center. Take a few moments to catch your breath because we're about to go right into Sun Salutation A. All right, let's start. Pull my mat back a little bit. Here we go. Up. Swan dive down. Halfway up and fold. Right foot foot lunges back. Palms down as the left foot follows to downward dog. Rolling forward into plank or kneeling plank, lower chaturanga. Rise, up dog or low cobra. Down dog. The right foot lunges through. Left foot follows. Reverse swan dive up. Chair pose. Upward salute. Swan dive down. Halfway up. And fold. Left foot lunges back. Right foot follows to downward dog. Rolling into plank. Lower chaturanga. Rise, up dog or low cobra. Down dog. The left foot lunges through. Right foot follows. Reverse swan dive up. Chair pose. Come to standing. Place the right hand over your heart and the left hand over that. Close the eyes. Breathe long and deep. We're drawing the breath up through the soles of the feet. Sun salutation B, lowering the seat and lifting the arms, chair pose. Swan dive down. Halfway up. And forward. Step the right foot back and the left foot back to plank or kneeling plank and lower. Lift. Downward dog. The right foot steps forward. So does the left foot for warrior one on the rise. Hands come down. Right foot back for lowering, lifting, downward dog. And the left foot comes forward. The right foot presses. Warrior one on the left. And the hands come down. Left foot back, and we lower, lift, down dog. This is our 5-breath rest in sun salutation B. Soften the knees, lift to the hands, and walk or hop to the front of the mat. And root to rise. It's water time. I invite you to have some water and a little mop up if you need it. Front of the mat, feet hip distance apart, and we want to come into warrior two. So the right knee and the right arm rise and stretch back. And then look and see how well you did. Make any adjustments you need to come into your warrior two. And we'll pump the warrior. Arms up. And then sinking. The arms rise, the knee straightens, and we sink in. Good. Coming forward for modified side angle pose. We have the left forearm lightly resting on the thigh. We'll take that right arm and rotate it toward the back leg. Forward, up. twisted lunge. Anytime we come to lunge, if you think a kneeling lunge is more appropriate, you're welcome to bring the back knee down. So bring the left hand down, either to the pinky edge or to the inside, because we're going to try and go right back to side angle pose. Bring the right foot into place. And if your chest is facing the ground in this iteration, maybe move the hand forward of the foot or come up a little higher. Warrior 2. Hands to the waist. And let's allow the feet now to be parallel. And then the heels a little wider than the toes. And we'll come right down the middle and have a wide-legged forward bend. If you want to join me, is lowering and then lifting to each side, and that's creating some inner thigh stretch detail. You get a little more when you're facing the leg on that inner thigh. Rise up onto the fingertips, and we'll start to bring a warrior 2 to the back of the mat. Arms up. Warrior 2. We'll pump the warrior. Arms overhead, front knee straightens, and then sink in. Up. Sink. Windmill the hands down, picking up the left heel, and then the right arm rises for a revolve lunge pose. E-RYT Anjaneyasana. And then bring the right hand down. And we'll bring the left foot down. So we're going to lift a side angle pose. Letting the left arm rise. So like for me, I see that my chest is still facing the ground a little bit. So I'm going to try and move to the inside of the foot. Looks a little better. Even better is up to the thigh. And I get a good extension of the torso, and I'm able to keep everything in this side plane. Rising up, bring the hands to the waist, bringing that right foot back in. Let our feet be parallel now. So we'll bend the right knee, keeping the left leg straight, and lower in halfway, side lunge. Lift up, bending now the left knee over the ankle and fold in halfway. Do this again. The next level is hands at the heart instead of being at the waist. You're welcome to keep your hands on the waist if that felt better. Bend the left knee, fold in halfway. The progression from here is to extend the arms forward by the ears, creating a steeple with the fingers. And this will fire up way more muscles in the back. So we'll go just one more time each side. Adjust the feet to be wider or more narrow as you need in this moment and lower down the middle. Good. Rise up, walk the hands around out of the top of the mat. Bring the left foot with you, bring the right knee down. Coming into half splits pose again, maybe with a little bit more depth, sitting back on the heel perhaps. I'm going to take my right hand to the left foot and look over left shoulder while folding in. This will create a lot more sensation in the hamstrings. Good, come forward. Bring that left knee back. Right foot forward so that we can have the same pose on the other side. So coming back to where you'd like to have half splits pose. Left hip over knee. Or all the way back to the heel. And if you want to add, looking over the right shoulder while meeting with the heart. Create just a little bit more. Really, it's on the outer edge of the hamstrings. Good. Bring that right knee forward. Bring the left foot forward, forward fold. And then root to rise up. Hands to heart. So for our balance pose today, I'm going to offer airplane to standing split. So it'll be like we're trying to land our airplane. Let's see how that goes. Okay. So hands to heart. Mountain pose. Right knee comes up. And the right leg will go back to a warrior one. And the arms rise up. And then the hands reach back. And we have that cobra in the heart. So there's the back bend. Lean in. Lift the back leg. And then when you're ready to land the airplane, you just start letting the heart tip forward. The hands come down. And you let the face look in toward the knee. And then bring the right foot to meet the left. Root to rise. Hands to heart. So from mountain pose, come into the other side. The left knee lifts up. The left leg draws back to warrior one. Once the heel is down, the arms lift up from behind. And then we allow our airplane wings to reach back by the waist. We have the back bend in the upper body, and as we lean in, the left leg rises. Digasana. And then land the airplane. Just lean in. Fingers come down. We look into the right knee. Bring the left foot to meet the right. Root to rise. Good. So we'll do that one more time on each side. rise, right knee up, right leg back. Warrior one. Arms to airplane. Back leg rises, full expression. And then lean in and let the hands come down, looking into the left knee. The right foot comes forward. Lift up. Hands to heart. Left knee up. Left leg back for warrior one. Always starts as lunge, and you just have to drop the heel to the inside. So feet are hip distance apart. Arms up. Hands back to airplane. Heart is lifted. The back leg rises as we fly. And then we land. Looking into the right knee. Lifting the left leg. Bring the left foot down. Good. So from here, bring the left leg back and the knee comes down. So we're in kneeling lunge. Right hand is on the waist and the left arm is up. So back it up a little bit so you're not just hammocking in. Engage the navel. Forward, sweeping the left arm across to the right, and then we'll anchor the elbow on the right thigh, palm facing up. Maybe right hand can press into left hand. That'll give us a little bit of space. We usually like to have hands in front of the heart, and I can see right here I'm nowhere close. I bet if I tuck my back toe and bring up the knee, my torso will be able to twist more, and it's true. Coming down. Left knee releases. The right heel extends, and we're back to splits pose, but in a more fuller expression now. Unless half splits is better. You're always in control. If you want a little bit more intensity, you can lower in, roll up. Downward facing dog. See what your dog needs here. Right now I need to twist my dog, so if you want to follow on, it's just letting your hips flare out to the right. Right knee bends, left leg straight. And then hips flare left, left knee bends. So that gives you a nice side bend in your down dog. Feel it in the hips. Okay. Left foot lunging through, and the right knee comes down. Left hand is in the middle of the left thigh, and we engage the navel so that we're more active here in this right thigh, and the right arm comes up. Kneeling crescent lunge. Let the right arm come bring the right arm across to the left. Choosing to stay here or placing the tricep, back of the upper arm onto the thigh and creating a prayer gesture. I'm tucking my right toes to lift the knee so I can rotate a little bit more and get the hands in front of the heart. Right knee comes down, and we're picking up the right knee and bringing it back. Wiggling the left foot forward, so we come into our full expression of Hanumanasana, or splits pose. Honor your body. If it feels like too much, it is. Splits pose is available too. But in my body, I'm ready for more, so I'm going to lower and lift. Lower. Lift. Off to the side and bring our legs forward. Let our feet be as wide as the mat so we can drop both knees over to the right, scooch the hips to the left a little bit, and we'll bring the upper body down at the back of the mat. Also a nice release for down here in the sacrum. If you want to take this deeper, it's the left hand walking longer lengthwise down the mat, and you sink into the armpit. And if you're still building more sensation after this, you start walking the left hand to the right. Drop to the left, scooch the hips to the right a little bit, and then the upper body, forearms down at the back of the mat. We're looking over left shoulder, you're adding a little more of a twist. Right arm down the back of the mat, sinking into the right armpit. And maybe walking the right hand toward the left side of the mat. We'll give you even more. Up. Okay. So here, bring the soles of the feet together so that we're in Buddha Konasana, butterfly pose. So you can bring your heels in closer, but not if it causes you to tuck under a lot. If you're rounding, tucking, get the feet more forward. So all we're doing is leading with the heart. Rise up, extend the legs forward, cross the right ankle over the left, and just forward fold. Grab what you can. So this is like a traditional forward fold with a little bit of extra something here in the back of the right leg. And then rise up, uncross the leg, hands are behind us for heart lift or inclined plank. Lower down for a touch, lift up, lower down, lift up. Lean in so we can pick up our sitting bones and move them back, and we'll cross left ankle over the right. And slide forward. Hold where you can, or just hands on the mat. Cross the legs. Bring your heels to the front of the mat. And we lower down, but not all the way. Stop when you're halfway down and lift the heels up. Lower the heels and come up to Dandasana and fold in. Draw the arms back, and we start to lower down halfway again. Lift the heels up, lower them down. We rise to Dandasana and fold in. Good. Coming back again. Halfway back, and this time we lift the heels. I'll call this canoe. It's a variation of boat pose. And release. Let it all go. All right. Bring the right knee to bend. Pick up the hips and move them to the right edge of the mat. And the right foot goes on the left thigh. Left hand is going to help us come into a flamingo twist. We're doing this a little bit dynamically, so the knee sort of raises to center, and then we exhale to encourage it across. We want to keep that right shoulder grounded. So that means your right knee might not touch the ground. I know mine isn't. ourselves to take the shape of a fallen tree. So the right knee comes out and the arms are in cactus. Bring the right ankle onto the left thigh. And we're going to bend the left knee, bringing the right hand through the middle, left hand on the outside, and we're pulling in on the shin. Eye of the needle. Foot down, arms to T position, and we're going to let the right knee and the left knee go out to the right and back up to center and out to the right to center. We'll do that just 2 more times. Uncross the legs. Let the right leg go. Scoop the hips to the left a little bit as we place the left foot on the right thigh. The right hand comes on top of the thigh to assist. Left arm is in T position. And we're rocking the knee over to the right on the exhale. And then let it lift a little bit. Take it right. Back to center, hips back to center. As that left knee goes out, we're in fallen tree, and the arms are in cactus. Bring the left ankle onto the right thigh above the knee, and we bend the right knee, lifting everything toward us as our hands come into place. We're eye of the needle, interlacing on the shin or behind the thigh. And either just gently pulling in consistently, or maybe the dynamic pull. Exhale in, inhale soft. Bring the right foot down, arms out to T position. And we'll let the knees roll over the left and rise to the left and rise. 2 more times. We are in Supta Dandasana, and I think we'll all be here today for our inversion. So you want to press your low back into the ground. Allow the hands to be by our sides. So we're just going to crisscross the legs coming down. Crisscross. And then crisscross them coming up. If you want a little bit more, the shoulders rise. One more crossing down. One more up. And then take the hands on the backs of the legs and we'll roll forward and back just a couple of times. When you finish your last roll, ask your body if it needs any last movements now, as we're coming toward our resting. You'll find yourself in back-lying Shavasana with the palms facing up, unless there's some other way that you like to rest. Tibetan singing bowl. And then the symphonic gong. invite you to gently reawaken by deepening your breath. And allow the fingers to begin to move, and the toes. And we'll rotate the wrists and the ankles. Stretch the arms overhead. And then bring the knees into the chest. From here, you decide if you'd like to rock forward to seating, or if it's okay to roll onto your side and linger there for a moment. And when you're ready, we meet back in easy seated pose. Bring hands under the heart. And we'll have our 3 deep cleansing breaths together to finish our practice. In through the nose, out slowly through an open mouth. Inhale. 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 Hands up to the forehead. Silently saying the name of a person or a place that needs a prayer right now. And then bringing hands back to the heart. And I thank all of you for coming here this morning and letting me guide you in another edition of Hatha Flow Yoga. Again, I'm Tamara. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.
Happy New Year, Tamara.
Thank you.